Now, this panel, we have been talking previously on some of the most important things we have been doing within the TSO community in the past year and coming very soon in February. So now we're going to talk about the future. And the future today, as I think everyone knows in Brussels, we have a new commission, we have a new parliament, we have a new mandate. So we are going to focus on what we think are the most important things that should happen in the future, starting from now. And I'm going to start by framing how ENTSO-E and how our community of TSOs would like to see this near future of European power system integration. And for this, we need to remind, I think everyone here will agree with what I'm going to say is evident for everyone here, but maybe not so much from people outside of our community. And there are some things that are extremely important. Is first to remind that our society is powered by electricity. This is evident for all of us, but for a lot of people, they only realize this when electricity is missing. This is the lifeline of our societies today. We have it here, we have it everywhere, and the energy transition only means that this is going to increase. The part of electricity in the working of our society is going to increase strongly in the future. And for this, we have the internal energy market. The internal energy market is probably one of the major successes of European integration. It has its ups and downs, it has its things that are good, things that are still missing, but I think everyone agrees that this internal energy market is one of the successes we have for European integration. And the power system is very important to realize, and we said before, is not only the physical carrier of this internal energy market, but it's also a key factor for the security of the continent, we saw it before, and for the competitiveness of the economy. And these three aspects, how they work together, is going to be one of the most important things we need to do in the next 5 years. How this market will function through the energy transition, taking into account the security of our countries and the continent, and taking into account the competitiveness of the economy. So I think for this we have some schemes that are going to come into the screen. Before going into our proposals, to frame where this is coming from, you have here, I'm not going to describe it because you have it in our website, what we call the ENTSO-E strategic roadmap for the future that we have been working on for the past year, and now it's being made public. What is this roadmap? In the end, this roadmap, to understand where we came from to develop this, we need to remind in the end what ENTSO-E is. We are celebrating the 15-year anniversary. We are 15 years young, as our Secretary General used to say, that I think is a very nice way to put it. But in fact, electricity cooperation is much older than that. And the Commission said it before. Electricity unites Europe today. Everyone who operates a power system knows that we depend on each other. We have been connected for a very long time. And from the beginning, TSOs put together the mechanisms in order to be able to work on the public service missions that we have in Europe. This is going to be very important to have in mind for the future. This is where we came from. And then ENTSO-E was created 15 years ago as a mechanism with two ideas. The idea of the cooperation of TSOs on these public service missions that everyone has, and that a big part of them are doing together, are being carried on together in the European arena. And also ENTSO-E has developed his own public service mandates that came from the legislation. And these two parts are equally important in order to be able to achieve a power system for the future of Europe. So we developed this. There are two main aspects of what we need to do when we put everything together as TSOs, as ENTSO-E. We need to prepare the energy transition, and we need to keep the lights on while we're doing it. This is the prepare the future and manage the present that you have here. You have all the different aspects that are there. In the top part, you see everything that needs to be done in order to achieve this energy transition. It's been presented at the beginning. We need flexibility. We need to rethink the way we operate the system. We need infrastructure. We need innovation that is going to be a big part of how we do that. And we need a market design that is fit for purpose, that is going to give value to what is needed. And to continue to manage the present and keep the lights on, we need operational excellence. We need to work with the market mechanisms that we have today. We need IT, and we need regional coordination with different parts of Europe. this is going to be our guide for the future. And when we talk about priorities of policy, a big part of what is here are things that we can do on our own or with our partners. We work a lot, a big number of them are here today, with the DSOs, of course, our main partners today, but also with the manufacturers, with the stakeholders, and with our clients, which in the end, they are the ones we are doing everything for today. So we have developed within ENTSO-E what would be the main things that for which we cannot just do it together alone on our own, but we need help from the stakeholders. We need policy in order to accompany what we're doing. And this is what you have here. Again, it's on our website. It is organized on the main two ideas: how to prepare the future, how to continue to manage the present. To prepare the future, you have 6 main ideas, but in fact, there are only 3, because the first 4 go together. The first 4 is the fact that we have been doing a lot in the past Commission. Now, one of the most important things is to how to build the infrastructure that we need. This is the grid action plan that was initiated by the previous Commission that needs to continue with 4 major ideas: the supply chains and the links with manufacturers. I know we're not going to that because this is going to be the next panel. We have the next panel that will be dedicated only to this point. We have the financing of the infrastructure. We have the regulatory framework that is going to help with that. And we have also, finally, one of the most important things as well, that is the planning of all this infrastructure, and particularly the coordinated planning. This is a big part. We need to paraphrase what's at the beginning. We need transmission for the transition. And distribution, of course. But we need transmission for the transition. And this is necessary, and this we will need to have things in place in order to help with that. The next one is flexibility. Flexibility already started with the electricity market design regulation. There was a lot of things that I started here. We think it's not enough. We need to go further than that in how to implement the flexibility that will be needed in order to manage a weather-dependent system. And of course, we also have this final comment on the market design, how to continue with a market design that will need probably to go further in order to be able to provide the means in order, the market mechanisms that will provide value for what will be needed tomorrow. We have also some ideas for managing the present. Those are much simpler, and it's going to be very straightforward. The main one is that, I'm coming to back what I said before, we need an energy transition that will take into account the security and the competitiveness of the economy. So we believe that it's going to be very important that for every new initiative, we need to take into account the impact on the grid and the impact on system security. Will this help? Will this be an issue? How do we manage this impact on both the grid and system security? And we also need something very simple, is that the regulations are piling up. We need to focus on implementation. And I would like to add something that we believe it's becoming very important, that has been outlined by the stakeholders, that we need simplification as well. How we implement things with a mind on simplification. So just to wrap up, something that is going to be very important for the future is how we are able to work together to bring up these parts. Something is very clear is that TSOs, we know how to cooperate with each other, who have demonstrated over the past 15 years. This cooperation needs to go outside of the world of TSOs. We will be working on a system of systems. Transmission will be an important part of it, but working with all the industrial actors of the value chain, working on the stakeholders will be essential if we want to bring together what will be needed in order to achieve the energy transition. And now we have the panel, so I'm going to let Christine introduce it, but maybe a few words on the fact that in this panel, voluntarily, we have put together the ones who are always the most important, and sometimes people forget about it, that we do this for the consumers of electricity, for the ones for which everything is done, I mean the domestic and industrial part of the consumer, so it will be very useful for us to have your views as well, and what you think is going to be the most important for the future. Thank you very much.